Hey guys, it's Alicia and today is FAQ Friday. Now this is for my special FAQ Friday celebrating me reaching waist length. So what I did was tell you guys to ask me any questions that you had, any random questions, and I would definitely answer them. So let me thank everyone who left a question. I got over 100 questions, so what I had to do was put all of the questions in random.org and choose 10 questions. So today I'm going to be answering 10 questions, and I hope that this is a great video and that you are able to get some type of useful information. You know, to be honest, I tried to wash my hair in sections. And honestly, I only tried it because everyone else was doing it and talking about it. But I didn't really like it. And I always wash my hair in the shower, and I find that washing my hair in the shower over the running water, my hair does not really get tangled. And it also makes it easier to detangle and get any knots that I have out of my hair. So no, I don't wash my hair in sections. I've tried it unsuccessfully. And washing my hair in the shower really makes it easier during detangling and really makes it easier to prevent further knots and tangles during washing. I wash my hair weekly. Do I have any stress spots? I think like right at the top of my head. Now my hair grows in layers. I've never cut my hair, but I have like these extreme layers. So I would say if any part of my hair grows slower, it would be at the crown. Now I do have a part of my hair that grows faster, and that is the back part. I had a video up, I don't know if it's still up, from maybe a couple of years ago, and I never really talk about this, but I cut around 2 to 3 maybe more inches off of my hair because the back grows faster, and I always felt like I had what do you call a mullet. And so one day I was so sick of it and I wanted my hair to be even on the bottom, so I cut it off, and that was the one time that I've ever cut my hair to even it out. She got all her questions in, and I'm going to answer them all. Okay, so let's start with the first questions. Yes, I do trim my hair. I get that question a lot. I do believe in trimming, especially because there was a point where I was blow drying every 1 to 2 months. So it was very important. I know that my ends need trimming when I feel them, and they feel just a little bit rough. And I noticed that they're harder to moisturize, and if I'm pulling or slightly massaging them, I notice a little shedding. I know it's time for those ends to go. I usually trim my hair at least twice a year, only when needed, but it's usually about every 6 months. Have I ever had any setbacks? I would say, I don't know if I want to call it a setback, but like I always say, in my second year, I was doing so many hairstyles that I was seeing on YouTube because I was so excited that I could do all of these different things with my hair. I just played around that entire year, and I don't regret it. I learned so much that year, but I didn't get as much growth as I could have gotten. But at that time, I didn't have a hair growth goal. I would say that on average, I usually get a ½ inch a month. But I do think that around the end of the year, maybe starting around October, I think that my hair grows faster at the end of the year. I don't know, I've just noticed that at the end of each year, my hair always transforms. So I think I get most of my growth at the end of the year, but usually every month I get ½ inch. But it's all about the retention. And I think maybe I'm able to retain about ranging from 3 to 5 inches out of the year. My twists were a really big breakthrough for me. I discovered them at a time where I was kind of at a loss, and I started this growth journey, and I was just, you know, trying to find a protective style or a low manipulation style that worked for me and worked for my lifestyle. And the 2-strand twist were definitely that thing for me, and I got a great amount of growth, and I was able to retain a good amount of length from wearing my 2-strand twist. The longest that I've ever left them in was maybe about 6 weeks, but I suggest the longest 4 weeks, or at least for me. You know, at this point I barely leave them in maybe 3 to 4 weeks because I can't take it and I get bored. I don't wash my hair when I'm wearing the twist because my hair gets really tangled, and when it's time to wash it just gets really bad. But as far as moisturizing, I like to spritz my ends with a little water and also seal them with my leave-in or some oil. What worked best for me was deep conditioning hot oil treatments. I believe that was big for my hair because it really helped me to have healthy hair. My hair started staying moisturized throughout the entire week, and also my hair became softer and shinier, so it was easier to deal with, and also really utilizing protective and low manipulation styling. Those are the things that really worked for me, and those are always the things that I praise when I'm talking about having a routine or having a regimen. There are a lot of protective styles, and the great thing is I just recently did a video on winter protective styles, which you can wear them any time of the year. So I'm going to put that video somewhere up here on this video for you to check out. I have many protective styles that I have done that don't include 2-strand twist, and also some of the styles that I did do with 2-strand twist, you can do them with loose hair. So I can't say that I made it through. I blow dry my hair for the first time after my 2nd year. My choice to use heat, honestly, I never felt anything negative about heat. I wasn't afraid. I did a lot of research to make sure that I care for my hair properly since I decided to bring it into my regimen every now and then. But if you want to stick to your goal, then I'm going to definitely encourage you. You can do it. 2013, I mean, that's not far. I'm sure you're really close to your goal. But if you decide to use the heat before then, we're gonna forgive you. We're not gonna be upset at all. Just have fun with your hair. I definitely encourage you to stick to your goal if that's really what you want, but also to let you know that I'm definitely not gonna be mad at you, and I don't think anyone else will if you go ahead and do it earlier than what you planned. Right now, I don't see myself cutting my hair. I don't see it, but that doesn't mean that it will never happen. Me and my husband have talked a lot about if I reach a certain length, or if my hair gets a certain length, you know, would I consider donating? And definitely, if it gets so long where it's just a lot of hair, why wouldn't I cut that hair and donate it to someone who needs it? Where do I see my hair in 5 years? Wow, you know, I don't know. You know, I'm always talking about my husband. That's another thing. I'm like, what do you think my hair is going to look like in the next few years? I don't know. I'm definitely going to still be natural. I have mentioned doing really going full on with henna and maybe some reddish brown hair. Now, color change is a possibility. Now, I would never use any permanent color, so if my color changes, it's definitely going to be henna, and it'll be like a reddish brown, so that's definitely possible. As far as locking, that's past 5 years, but I have told my husband that once I'm older, like maybe 50, 60, I may lock my hair. That may be an option for me, so who knows. I don't use any heavy products anymore. The Cantu leave-in, which was one of my favorite go-to products, but that's definitely one of those products that give you a great look and it works great, but you have to be really careful with using it and applying it daily because it can build up on your hair. The product that I'm using is a lot lighter, and I don't really have any issues with it, and right now I'm doing a lot of wash and go, so I pretty much wet and kind of get a lot of the product out of my hair daily. So basically that's how I'm keeping my hair moisturized, and that's how I'm keeping all of the product from building up on my hair. And it also helps that I'm washing my hair weekly. I don't usually go over a week without washing my hair, especially if I'm wearing braid outs, twist outs, or even my wash and goes. So I've been using extra virgin olive oil for the past probably over 3 years. That is my #1 product. I just recently started using the Giovanni line, which I love, the shampoo, conditioner, and also the leave-in. And also every now and then I mix a little bit of glycerin in my leave-in, and that is all that's under my bathroom cabinet. Those are my must-have products. As far as single strand knots, I think you can obviously look at my hair and see how tightly coiled my hair is. To go from waist length to like what, shoulder length or a little higher than shoulder length, it's pretty amazing. And obviously there is going to be some hair that's going to wrap around itself, so I definitely get single strand knots. My first solution to that was just keeping my hair stretched, but right now I am on this whole path to mastering my wash and goes. I have gone almost, so far now, 2 weeks experimenting with my wash and goes and really committing this time, committing to making it work and mastering it. You know, I've become an expert on so many parts of my hair journey. That is the one thing that I've always felt like was really complex for me. I could never get it, so I've committed to figuring it out. Now, it has actually been pretty good. I found that the products that you use, yes, I said the products that you use, can be really important, especially when it comes to the wash and go and getting your hair to behave the way that you want to. What I've learned is keeping the hair nicely detangled. So even though my hair is in its curly state, I have to make sure that I don't have any hair that's just sitting on top of each other, or that some hair isn't sticking up, because once you're moving around or you're shaking your hair, the hair flips around itself, and that's when it gets knotted up. So every day when I am, you know, wetting my hair and preparing my wash and go, I go through my hair with my fingers, making sure that the hair isn't tied up on itself, or that different hairs are not tied around each other. Also, washing my hair in the shower is so much easier because that water, it really pours down on your hair and it starts stretching the hair for you, and it makes it easier to get a lot of the tangles out, and it helps with preventing a lot of the knots. I watch several different people, and I don't want to leave anyone out. I'm going to name a few of them in no particular order. Who is Sugar? Did you hear how I said her name? LHDC TV, Natural 85, Mahogany Curls, African Export, Taryn 916, I think it would have been possible to grow my hair without the big chop. I always say that the big chop is not a requirement. I think what happened for me is that I was just really curious and really excited about trying this new curly hair, because I didn't know I was going natural and I could not understand why my hair was curly, and I was so curious about it, I cut it. And I think that's what happened with a lot of people. You just get really impatient, and it's like you get so sick of the relaxed ends, you start cutting. So if you're patient and if you can withstand the scissors, definitely it's possible to grow your hair without the big chop. There are a lot of long-term transitioners. It's definitely possible. Was I ever embarrassed about my hair after I did the big chop? Sure. You know, and I talked about this in past videos. Everybody was pretty much shocked. I went from someone who wore a lot of extensions, like my extensions had to be perfect, and if they were not, like I would get them done twice in 1 month, and I'm not talking about like I'm paying $50 for extensions. I was just completely out of my mind. Like if my hair was not perfect, I just freaked out. I was a completely different person. It was just horrible. But once I did my big chop and seeing everyone's reaction, sometimes it was embarrassing and it was really difficult. But the thing is if I really cared what people thought, I would have never cut my hair. But you know, I was just at the point where I was just changing so much. And my husband was telling me, we were just having a long conversation earlier this morning, or was it yesterday, about, you know, how much I've changed since going natural. And he was just saying, like, you truly are not the same person, that you're truly not the same person that I met. And not in a bad way, like, you're just not the, but like a great thing. You have changed so much. And I thought about it and I was like, yeah, it is kind of odd. Like, it's really weird. I am completely different. I am completely different. So I was just on this big road to transformation. I really didn't care less what anybody thought about the hair on my head. As far as the regimen and the products I'm using Giovanni leave-in, the shampoo, the conditioner, also extra virgin olive oil, and also Eco Styler for my wash and goes, and a little bit of glycerin mixed in my leave-in. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope that you were able to get some useful information out of this video. Thank you for the questions, and thank you for just hanging with me for so long and just really following me on my journey, being with me, hitting my goal, and there is so much more to come. Thank you, thank you, thank you.